Autumn descended upon the Turkish province of Kütahya in 1989, blanketing the region in an eerie silence. The once vibrant trees stood as skeletal guardians, their branches bare against the chilling breeze. Among the rolling hills nestled the village of Karadedeler. An unsettling quiet had settled over the village. Villagers, their faces etched with fear, spoke of strange occurrences in hushed tones. Shadows seemed to dance at the edge of vision. Unexplained sounds pierced the stillness. Footsteps echoed on cobblestone streets, only to vanish around the corner. The villagers, bound by fear and superstition, spoke of Karadedeler, which translates to black holes. As nightfall tightened its grip, so too did the terror that emanated from the unknown. News of the unsettling events in Karadedeler reached the bustling city of Istanbul, catching the attention of a young, ambitious journalist named H.B. Ismail. Intrigued by the stories and driven by an insatiable curiosity, Ismail felt a powerful pull towards the mystery. He knew he had stumbled upon something extraordinary, a story that could solidify his career. He assembled a small team, packed his camera equipment, and set off into the heart of Turkey. Ismail, a man of logic and reason, approached the situation with a healthy dose of skepticism. However, the palpable fear radiating from the villagers was undeniable. Their stories, though fragmented and often contradictory, painted a picture of a community held captive by an unseen force. Determined to uncover the truth, Ismail ventured deeper into the mystery, unaware of the horrifying reality that awaited him. The air grew heavy, thick with an oppressive silence that seemed to suffocate even the bravest heart. The closer they got to Karadedeler, the more apprehensive Ismail's team became. The driver, a local man named Mehmet, gripped the steering wheel tightly, his knuckles white with tension. The usually jovial cameraman Ahmet fell silent, his eyes darting nervously towards the dense forest that lined the road. As they finally entered the village, they were greeted not by the warm hospitality typical of rural Turkey, but by an unnerving silence. The streets were deserted, the houses dark, as if the entire village was holding its breath. The only sound that broke the stillness was the mournful creaking of a rusty swing set in the deserted playground. The air was thick, with a strange metallic scent that seemed to cling to the back of their throats. Determined to break through the wall of silence, Ismail approached a group of villagers huddled around a dying fire. Their eyes, wide with fear, followed his every move. When he tried to engage them, they simply shook their heads and turned away. Despite their reluctance, Ismail pressed on, questioning them about the whispers of Karadedeler. At the mention of the word, a collective shudder ran through the group. As darkness descended, the villagers retreated into their homes, bolting their doors. The team sought refuge in the village's only inn, a crumbling building that seemed to sag under the weight of its own history. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of damp earth and something else, something indefinable and unsettling. As they huddled around a flickering oil lamp, Ismail noticed that their driver, Mehmet, had gone missing. A frantic search led them to the outskirts of the village, to an abandoned house that stood shrouded in darkness at the end of a dirt road. The house, its windows boarded up and its door hanging precariously from its hinges, seemed to exude an aura of palpable dread. As they cautiously approached, Ismail noticed strange symbols etched into the rotting wood of the door. Despite their growing apprehension, they decided to investigate. As they stepped inside, a wave of cold air washed over them, carrying with it the stench of decay and something akin to rotting flesh. The house was empty, devoid of any sign of recent habitation. As they explored further, they discovered something disturbing. Strange symbols in dried blood were scrawled across the walls. Suddenly, Ahmet's camera flickered and died. The oil lamp sputtered and went out, plunging them into darkness. Panic surged as they fumbled for their flashlights. When they illuminated their surroundings, Mehmet was gone. They called out, but their voices were met with eerie silence. The village of Karadedeler stood as a silent testament to an unknown terror.